Every promise he whispered, every vow he made, shimmered with the promise of forever, until I discovered the hidden calendar. It was tucked away behind a stack of old photo albums in our shared closet, its pages meticulously filled with red circles marking secret dates. In that heart-stopping moment, every I love you and forever we shared shattered into 1,000 pieces. I felt the ground give way beneath me as I realized that while I believed our future was ours to build, he had been planning a lifetime with someone else, an invisible world of secret meetings and hidden desires that I never knew existed. I still remember the first time I met him. It was during a breezy summer evening at a mutual friend's backyard barbecue. The lights twinkled softly above us, and as we talked, his eyes shone with a warmth that made me feel as though I had finally found the person who would complete me. We laughed over shared jokes, talked about our dreams, and exchanged promises that seemed as timeless as the stars. I believed every word, every vow that promised our lives would intertwine seamlessly, a tapestry woven with mutual care and unwavering love. In that moment, I never imagined that behind his gentle smile lurked a secret so dark that it would unravel the life we had built together. Our early days together were filled with simple joys: weekend picnics in the park, cozy dinners in our favorite restaurant, and long conversations on quiet evenings. I cherished every moment, confident in the strength of his devotion. We planned our future with the enthusiasm of two souls sure of their destiny, dreaming of a home filled with laughter, shared memories, and the unbreakable bond of trust. I held on to every I love you'd he said, each one a promise of the lifetime of love he swore he'd give me. I trusted him with every part of my heart. But as the months turned into years, subtle inconsistencies began to appear. There were nights when he'd return home later than usual, claiming extra hours at work, and times when his phone would buzz incessantly in another room. I tried to brush these moments off as the inevitable quirks of a busy life, but a lingering feeling of unease slowly took root in my mind. I reassured myself that trust was the cornerstone of any relationship, and that I had every right to believe in his promises. Yet, behind that facade of normalcy, a hidden truth was gathering momentum, a truth I would soon uncover in the most unexpected way. One rainy afternoon, as I was sorting through boxes of old photographs and mementos in our closet, I came across something that didn't belong: a small leather-bound calendar. Its cover was unremarkable, yet as I flipped through its pages, my heart began to race. Every page was marked with dates in neat red circles, each entry accompanied by scribbled notes that I quickly realized were not for our shared life. They detailed dinners at upscale restaurants, weekend getaways and secret rendezvous, dates that were clearly meant for another. The discovery hit me like a tidal wave. I felt as though I had been living in a carefully constructed illusion, believing every vow he had made while he meticulously planned a parallel life, one in which I was never included. The shock left me reeling. I remember sitting on the floor of our bedroom, the calendar clutched tightly in my hands as tears blurred my vision. I couldn't comprehend how the man I loved, the one who had promised me a lifetime of devotion, could be so deceitful. Each red circle on that calendar was a dagger, a painful symbol of the secret he had nurtured behind my back. I questioned every moment we had shared, the soft kisses, the whispered promises, the gentle reassurances of forever, and wondered if they were all part of an elaborate facade. How could I have been so blind? The betrayal cut through me, leaving an aching void where my trust used to reside. In the days that followed, I spiraled into a vortex of confusion, sorrow, and anger. I tried to maintain my routine, to keep up with work and the semblance of a normal life, but every moment was haunted by that hidden calendar. I spent long nights rereading its entries, each one a stark reminder that our future was nothing more than a lie. I began to notice subtle changes in his behavior: furtive glances at his phone, sudden departures with vague explanations, and a guardedness that I had never seen before. I confronted these feelings silently, trying to rationalize that maybe I was overthinking things. But the evidence was irrefutable, and I felt the weight of his betrayal bearing down on me like a crushing force. Desperate for clarity, I turned to my closest friend, someone who had always been my confidant and support. We met in a quiet cafe one chilly afternoon, and with a trembling voice, I recounted every painful detail: the discovery of the hidden calendar, the secret dates, the scribbled notes that painted a picture of a parallel life. Her eyes filled with tears as she listened, and she reached across the table, squeezing my hand. "You deserve to know the truth," she said softly, "and you deserve a love that is honest. Don't let this betrayal define your worth." Her words, though gentle, resonated deeply with me and ignited a small flame of determination amidst the darkness of my pain. Emboldened by her support, I resolved to confront him and demand answers. I spent several days meticulously organizing every piece of evidence. I created a digital folder labeled Truth, where I saved scanned copies of the calendar pages, digital photographs of the entries, and even took note of the dates on which these secret meetings were scheduled. Each piece of evidence was a testament to the life he had built without me, a secret roadmap that confirmed my worst fears. I began to piece together a timeline of his covert rendezvous, and the pattern was undeniable. The man I had trusted with every fiber of my being had been constructing a parallel future, one where I was never a part of his promises. With my evidence in hand and my heart heavy with the burden of betrayal, I spent many sleepless nights rehearsing what I would say when I finally confronted him. I stood before the mirror, looking at the woman I had become, a woman marked by sorrow but not defeated, a woman determined to reclaim her life. I trusted you with my heart, I whispered to my reflection, and now I must confront the truth. I deserve a future built on honesty, and I will no longer allow your lies to define me. Each repetition was both a plea and a declaration, a promise to myself that I would not be broken by his deception. The day of the confrontation arrived on a cold, overcast morning. Our home, once filled with the warm glow of shared dreams, felt oppressively silent as I waited in the living room with the folder clutched tightly in my hands. Every tick of the clock resonated like a countdown to the moment I would have to face him and the painful truth of his hidden life. When he finally returned home, his demeanor was unervingly calm, an attempt to mask the guilt that I knew was lurking beneath the surface. I met him in the living room and the tension between us was palpable, a silent battle of love and betrayal that hung heavy in the air. I found something, I said, my voice steady despite the storm inside me as I placed the folder on the coffee table. His eyes flickered with a brief flash of apprehension before he masked it with a forced smile. I opened the folder and began to speak, laying out the evidence piece by piece, the hidden calendar with its red-circled dates, the notes detailing secret meetings with someone I had never known, the tangible proof that our future together was nothing more than a carefully crafted lie. I trusted you, I continued, voice thick with emotion, believing every promise of love and forever. But this is our truth. How could you build a secret life without me? Who is she? My words hung in the air, heavy with the pain of betrayal, and for a long, agonizing moment, he remained silent, a silence that spoke louder than any apology. He finally tried to speak, his voice trembling as he offered vague excuses about work, about stress, about how it was all just a mistake. But every word fell flat against the undeniable evidence I had presented. I pressed on, demanding the truth with every fiber of my being. I deserve to know why you lied. I deserve to understand how you could promise me a lifetime of love and still build a secret future with someone else. The room was filled with the weight of our shattered dreams, every ticking second a reminder that the promises we once made were now broken. That confrontation marked the end of the life I had known, a life filled with illusions and false hopes. In the days that followed, I was engulfed by a profound sadness, a grief so deep it felt as though it might never fade. I wandered through our home, now eerily quiet, each room echoing with memories that were tainted by the sting of betrayal. I questioned every tender moment we had shared, every whispered promise of forever, and each one now felt like a cruel lie. The reality of his hidden life, the secret calendar and the covert meetings, replayed in my mind like a relentless nightmare that I couldn't escape. Yet even amid the heartache, I began to feel a flicker of determination. I realized that while his betrayal had shattered my trust, it had also awakened a strength within me, a strength to rebuild, to reclaim my future, and to redefine what it meant to love and be loved. I turned to therapy, seeking guidance from a compassionate counselor who helped me untangle the complex web of emotions that now defined my days. I poured my heart into my journal, each entry a raw and honest reflection of my pain and my slowly emerging hope. I began to see that the scars of betrayal, though permanent, were not marks of weakness but symbols of my resilience. In time, I made the difficult decision to end our relationship, a decision that, though filled with sorrow, also held the promise of a new beginning. I consulted with a trusted attorney, and the legal process, while grueling and painful, affirmed my right to a future free from deceit. Every court session, every document I signed, was a step toward reclaiming my identity and building a future on the solid foundations of truth and self-respect. I left the home we had once built together, a place that now echoed with broken promises, and moved into a modest apartment in a quiet neighborhood. There I slowly transformed the space into my sanctuary of healing, decorating it with bright colors, cherished mementos and symbols of my strength. Every morning as I awoke to the soft light of a new day, I reminded myself that I was the architect of my own destiny. Publicly, the unraveling of our once perfect future became a quiet subject among friends and family. Whispers of sympathy, supportive glances, and gentle words of encouragement followed me wherever I went. I began to share my journey on a personal blog, writing candidly about the betrayal, the painful confrontation, and the arduous process of rebuilding my life. The outpouring of support from strangers and loved ones alike was overwhelming. A reminder that I was not alone in my struggle, that many had faced similar betrayals and emerged stronger on the other side. Their words of encouragement became the wind beneath my wings, lifting me slowly but surely toward a future where trust was rebuilt not on the foundations of false promises, but on the solid bedrock of truth. As the months turned into a year, I gradually rediscovered who I was before the betrayal, a woman with dreams, passions, and an unyielding capacity for love. I ventured back into the world of dating with a guarded heart, every new connection approached with a blend of cautious optimism and the hard-earned lessons of my past. Every sincere smile, every kind word, helped to stitch together the shattered pieces of my heart, forming a new tapestry of hope and resilience. I learned that true love must be nurtured with transparency, that every promise must be honored with honesty, and that I was worthy of a partner who cherished me for who I truly was. Now, as I sit in the soft, warm glow of my modest apartment, a space that stands as a testament to my journey from heartbreak to healing, I reflect on the long, winding path that has brought me here. The memory of that hidden calendar, with its red-circled dates and secret plans, remains etched in my heart as a painful reminder of the fragility of trust and the devastating impact of betrayal. And yet, it is also a reminder of the strength I discovered within myself, a strength that allowed me to confront the truth, reclaim my dignity, and rebuild my life from the ruins of broken promises. Every sunrise now is a promise of new beginnings, a chance to rewrite my story, to shape a future defined not by the lies of a deceitful past, but by the unwavering light of truth and self-respect. I have learned that betrayal, as devastating as it can be, can also serve as a catalyst for transformation, a painful yet powerful invitation to rediscover who we truly are beneath the layers of shattered illusions. I now move forward with an unshakable conviction that I deserve a love that is honest and complete, a future where trust is not a fragile illusion but a solid foundation built on mutual respect and truth. This is my story, a journey of shattered dreams and heart-wrenching betrayal, of the slow, agonizing process of uncovering a hidden life, and ultimately, of the triumphant reclamation of my own destiny. I trusted him when he promised our future together, believing every "I love you" was a vow meant to last a lifetime. But when I discovered that his blueprint for our shared dreams included a secret calendar, a roadmap to hidden dates and covert meetings with someone else, I was forced to confront a truth too painful to ignore. In that devastating moment, I found the strength to gather every piece of evidence, to face the lies head-on, and to reclaim my future from the ruins of betrayal. Every tear shed, every sleepless night spent wrestling with the pain, every moment of raw, unfiltered emotion has led me to this point, a place where I stand as a survivor, unbroken and determined to build a future defined by honesty, respect, and the unyielding belief that I am worthy of a love that is real. Now, as I step boldly into each new day, I carry with me the lessons of the past and the hope for a future that is entirely my own. A future where every promise is honored with truth, every dream is built on a foundation of trust, and my heart is free to love without fear. Every sunrise is a fresh canvas, a chance to rewrite my story and embrace the brilliant light of a tomorrow defined by resilience and self-respect. I am the architect of my own destiny, and with every new day, I choose to live a life filled with genuine love, unwavering honesty, and the strength to create a future that reflects my true worth.